Welcome to Canine Handler Fitness. This is a podcast for dog sport handlers who want to feel strong, capable, and confident in their bodies. Hi, my name's Liz Joyce. I am a strength and conditioning coach, and I specialize in fitness for agility and dog sport performance. In this podcast, we cover everything you need: strength, speed, mobility, and endurance. All the things to keep you moving, performing, and doing what you love, both in and out of the ring. Let's dive into today's episode. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the podcast. We are talking about consistency today. A lot of people want to rely on motivation. The precursor to motivation is having a good plan, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So we're going to talk about some reasons why consistency can be more challenging and also some really great ways to make a plan. Because if you want to be more consistent, you need to understand what's actually driving your behavior. Again, most people think that they have a motivation problem, and while that can be true, I would argue that most of the time they really don't, but it is more of a planning problem, which is great because, hey, we can do something about that. I'm going to walk you through what actually happens for most people when they start to think about, I'm going to start working out. They wake up and think, I should work out today, which is a great thought. I love it. It's awesome intent. And then immediately you may find that your brain goes into problem-solving mode. These questions sound a lot like, what should I do? How long will it take? Do I have time? What if I'm tired? What if I pick the wrong thing? Should I do strength, cardio, or core? I'm going to add something to this that doesn't get talked about a lot. Because we live in our bodies, most people feel like they should inherently know how to exercise and work out in a way that's going to move them towards their goals. Or in other words, feel like they should be a professional about how to use their body. And in actuality, most people aren't, and that's okay. I'm not a professional at doing a lot of different things, but I think because we live in our bodies, people can feel a little bit of shame around that. I should know how to use my body. I should know what to do. So all of these things, in my experience, are also coupled with all of that baggage. And all those questions happen in your head in like 10 seconds. Before you even put your shoes on, before you've chosen the color of your tights, before you've chosen what kind of sports bra you're wearing, you've already made 8 or 10 decisions, and you want to talk about an expensive behavior. That is very, very expensive. Most of our day-to-day life is on autopilot. We are conserving decision-making for bigger tasks. People run into decision fatigue, and this is exactly what it sounds like. The more decisions you have to make, the more your brain starts to look for ways to conserve energy. And the very easiest way to conserve energy, this is going to shock you, is to do nothing. So when people say, I just don't feel like it, what they're often experiencing, what's underneath the veil of that, sounds a lot more like, I'm overwhelmed by the number of decisions I have to make to even start. Then you layer in real life, right? We're busy. You got dogs, family, life. You might be married. You might be dating. You might be single. But you're already making decisions around your life all day long. So by the time it's workout time, your brain is like cooked, done. Put a fork in it. We are over. And if your workout requires more thinking, this is a losing scenario. And this isn't because you're a weak person or it's not for you, but the system that you haven't designed yet, the default system of do everything on autopilot and then add this challenging task, is going to stack it against you. So you know what? Fuck that system. Let's fix it. Let's build a new one, because here is a shift. It's about removing friction so that you can show up more often. And here are the big friction points that I see in my clients and the people that I coach and work with. Number 1 is decision making. Number 2 is time uncertainty. And number 3 is an energy mismatch. So let's talk about these 3 things, because I think you're going to find that your friction points when you're thinking about starting or doing more workouts are going to fall into one of these categories. The first is decision fatigue. If you have to figure out what to do every single time, you are likely to do it less. If this is something that you are amazing at, let's say you're an agility handler and training your dog on obstacles is something that you are you could do it with your eyes closed. You could head into a training session with your dog and not run into the same friction that you would when planning or doing your own workouts. And this is just simple. This is why people who follow a plan are more consistent than people who just work out. It is a little bit about the plan. It is a little bit about the progress that they're going to see. But the biggest part of it is that the plan already answers the question for you. The second one is time friction. If you don't know how long something's going to take, you are a lot less likely to start. Living with working in sport dogs is no small task. I just got a puppy. Well, I'm going to call her a puppy. She's the youngest one in my house. She's a year and a half old, and I forgot what a year and a half old dog is like, but they are busy. And you know what? Dogs take a lot of time. Training, all of the things around them. They just are they're a very time-consuming hobby. And if your brain starts to go, okay, I know I could, quote, unquote, do something, but what if this turns into 45 minutes and I really just don't have that amount of time? So instead of risking not finishing or doing something that you don't feel proud of, you are likely to skip it. And the last is an energy mismatch. And this really is a big one. And this drives me bonkers, is that most people in their brain only have one version of a workout. That's it. If it doesn't look like this, it doesn't count. This is the ideal version. And for most people, especially I see this happen in people that were athletes when they were younger and then had a bit of a midlife hiatus and are in their late 30s, 40s, early 50s and starting to work out again. Their one version, their one acceptable way to work out looks a lot like 30 to 45, even 60 minutes of full effort. Whether it's sprinting hard, running hard, lifting heavy, plyometrics, it's hard. It is full on. They're looking to replicate what they're familiar with. And these are great workouts. I am here for it. I love it. I love working out like that too. And this is awesome on our best days. Especially if it's been a while since you've been working out. We talk a lot about tendons and ligaments and muscles demanding to the stressors of exercise on different timelines. So if you haven't been working out for a while and you start working out in this ideal version that's full on, the risk of injury, unfortunately, is not non-existent. But let's talk about what happens when you're having a bad day or one of your worst days, because this is where people get tripped up. And it's not uncommon for humans to have whole seasons, whole chunks of a year, multiple years, living in worst day scenarios for whatever reason. They look like not having a lot of sleep. That is a big issue. Being very busy, also big issue. High stress levels, and that can come from all different kinds of things. But if in your brain the only option is ideal, there are going to be a lot of days where you are more likely to do absolutely nothing because it's black and white, right? I did it full on, that's good, that's a check. Or it wasn't full on, so that doesn't count. What we really want and what we're looking for to build consistency and also some mental flexibility, I often say to my clients, you're going to need to do some mental gymnastics around this. So this is how we do this mental gymnastics, is that we want to build a system intentionally where you match your effort to your energy and you still move forward. And this is a little bit confusing for people because they think if I can't do it properly, I shouldn't do it at all. But no. How about this reframe? If you can't do it fully, do a version of it. Because consistency is built on frequency and not perfection. Let's talk about some practical ways that we can start building this system for you and help you be a bit more flexible in your brain space when you're thinking about working out. Instead of asking yourself, should I work out today? And please, if you're asking yourself, do I feel like working out today? Stop asking yourself that question. That question is a dangerous question. The question that I want you to start asking yourself is, what version of showing up do I have in me today? And some days that's going to look like that ideal version, the 30 to 60 minutes of full-on heavy weights, heavy sprints, crushing it, super athletic intention and mentality. And some days you're going to have 15 to 20 minutes. And some days you're going to have time for only a quick little bite-sized chunk of activity. And these days we're going to use just to keep the habit alive. We're also going to use these days, these shorter days, these less intense days, as a way of not losing progress, because that's another huge part. We want to build progress, and on days that you can't, We want to be able to, at minimum, maintain that progress. And all of these different kinds of workouts count. I do, as a person, I do all of these different kinds of workouts because my big goal is showing up. I want to work out 4 or 5 days a week. I have picked ahead what days of the week fit for my schedule, what time of day fits for my schedule, and I have a rough idea of what I'm going to do when I get there so that I'm not training in fatigue and can continue to build strength and the athleticism that I'm after. And some days I run short on time, and I'm a human. That happens. On those days, I do 15 or 20 minute workouts. And you know what? Overall, over the span of a year or 6 months, I'd like to say, and I'm going to pat myself on the back, I'm crushing it. Like, I've been in physiotherapy for a year, working out for a year. I went from being basically bedridden for 4 months, and I just last week got cleared to start my Back to Run program, which, like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. What I want to say about that is that all these different types of workouts will move you forward. And I think a big piece of this too is that headspace that you're going to be in that says, I am someone who shows up. I know that these are issues for my clients. I know that these are issues that fitness apps and other types of training groups are designed to help work around. That's why when I was looking for a platform, I made sure that the one that I chose was highly gamified, had reinforcement top of mind, and that I also was very careful to label things. Do you have only time for an express workout? And there's a whole library of exercises and workouts for people to do. It's designed to solve those problems. And in the app, you don't have to decide what to do because all of that's already handled. It's already been curated. It's already been designed by someone who does this for a living. Hint, y'all, it's me. When you don't have to guess how long it will take, because every single workout will tell you how long it's going to be, whether it's 12 minutes or 17 minutes or 23 minutes or 33 minutes, you have the option to use it or go to something that is more suitable for the length of time that you have. And I think the most important thing is that you don't only have one option. It has structured plans for when you've got time and energy, express workouts for when you don't, and it's split also into a workout library that's so easy to find your way around and grab the things that you need and want. So instead of skipping, right, we switch gears and adjust. And instead of overthinking, instead of running into that decision fatigue, the biggest decision you need to make around your workout is what kind of cute gear am I going to be wearing? And then you just click and go. And this is the part that I want to leave you with. This is not about lowering your standard. This isn't about giving excuses or the easy way out. This is about making your standard executable, because a standard that you can't follow through consistently isn't a standard. It's just an idea. I don't know how many dreams there are that don't come to fruition because they remain ideas. Dreams require action. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need more motivation. What you do need is a system that works for you on your best days and your worst days, and some mental flexibility to have all of that be okay. Because this is how consistency is built and how habits stick. This is exactly what my new app is designed to give you. Thanks so much for being here with me today and choosing to spend this time investing in yourself. I hope you feel encouraged to take action. Even the smallest steps forward will add up in ways you cannot even imagine yet. If this episode gave you something to think about or lifted you up, please share it with a friend. You really never know who might need these tools today. For more information, practical tools, and resources to help you get stronger and confident both in and out of the ring, head on over to caninehandlerfitness.com. You can also find me on all the socials under the same name, so come on over and say hi. I'm here to help you build the skills, knowledge, and belief you need to reach your goals. Keep going, keep learning, and most of all, keep showing up for yourself. You've got this, and I'll be here cheering for you every step of the way.